What's up, my fellow dorks? It is TheTurtleDork here with a new review for you. This one I have is The Defenders, the new miniseries from Marvel Netflix. This I've been actually looking forward to for a long time. Now, I might give a little bit of light spoilers. Now, this is only for the first 4 episodes, the first half of this season. But I am really digging this show so far. And what I really like about this show so far in these first 4 episodes is really how the show has taken its time in developing the plot and really letting the plot and the story and these characters breathe life, and everything just feels really natural. And what I mean by that is the fact that we don't see the Defenders form and meet up until episode 3. So the first 3 episodes, each individual Defender, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and Iron Fist, are really kind of following their own individual journeys and their own individual stories that all will tie together in some way. And what I really also like about that is how their individual stories it segues nicely, or continues nicely from their individual series. So it feels like a natural progression from season 1 of Luke Cage, season 1 of Jessica Jones, season 2 of Daredevil, and from Iron Fist. Granted, I didn't watch Iron Fist, but this being the introduction, my introduction to Danny Rand, Iron Fist, I like what I'm seeing from him and the portrayal of Iron Fist by Finn Jones and the Defenders in these first 4 episodes. But it's a nice continuation, and it doesn't feel jarring. It feels like what these characters would be doing at the ends of their individual seasons. So I think it all kind of ties together really nicely. And something else that I really enjoyed was just seeing the character dynamics between these characters. When we see Danny Rand and Luke Cage meet for the first time, and you have those nuances and those character moments between them, especially for comic book fans, knowing the history of those 2 characters, and from their comics, Heroes for Hire, and so we get a little bit of that bromance, that friendship starting to develop. There's some friction there in the beginning as well. Jessica Jones, I love seeing her banter back and forth with Matt Murdock. It's really cool to see, and I want to see how that kind of develops further. But I like how all of these characters are staying true to form, and they're not kind of deviating from what they set up in their individual seasons. I love a lot of the side characters that populate this world, from Foggy Nelson to Hogarth to Misty Knight to Colleen Wing to Rosario Dawson's character. I can't think of her. Claire Temple. We're seeing all these characters. Oh, and Karen Page, she's also in it as well. And they're adding a lot to really kind of support all of the main characters in this story as well. Alexandra, the Sigourney Weaver, we learn a little bit more about her character, and there's still, as far as like her plan and her plot, it's still kind of shrouded in mystery. But them bringing back Elodie Young, Elektra, because now she's coming back from what we saw at the end of Daredevil season 2 and for the Black Sky, and they really haven't delved into like her motivations or her reasonings and what her scheme, what Alexandra's scheme is, as far as using Elektra, who is now the Black Sky, because she's also after Danny Rand and the Iron Fist, because Kunlun plays a big part in this as well. And we get to see Stick again, and Stick also has a history with Alexandra and Kunlun as well. So that also ties these characters, especially the character of Daredevil, with his relationship with Stick, and with Stick's relationship to Kunlun and Danny Rand, and then also with Jessica Jones and Luke Cage reuniting from the last time that they were together from Jessica Jones season 1. So there's already history between a lot of these characters, and then when we see them come together, it really just kind of flows naturally. The end of episode 3 was really a highlight for me because we really get to see the Defenders in action for the first time when they meet up at Midland Circle. So this is that action sequence that we've seen in the trailer, that hallway scene when they're all fighting together. And I like that moment because it's a really, really good action sequence, but there's a lot of character building and storytelling that's also being done there as well, especially with Matt Murdock and Elektra, and with Danny Rand and Alexandra, and learning more of her plot and how he plays into it. And then, seeing Jessica Jones, because her story kind of leads her to Midland Circle, and with Luke Cage as well, and them reuniting in that moment for the first time. It's a really, really well constructed action sequence. I'm really digging this show, man. I am really, really digging it. And then we move into episode 4, which is at the Royal Dragon, and a lot of this episode really takes place in that one central location, and in this we get a lot of dialogue and just the banter and the chemistry between all 4 characters. It's really, really well written, and the way that they're able to kind of further all of their stories. It really works. I think episode 4 is a really, really strong, tight, well-written script that you really get to see the chemistry between a lot of these different characters. They play around with all 4 of these characters in this small space interacting with each other, whether you have Danny Rand and Matt Murdock, or Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, or Luke Cage with Matt Murdock and how he doesn't really trust him that much. It's a lot. It's a lot of moving parts in that episode, and the way that ends, and it ends in a really, really cool way, man. Like I said, there's not a weak link in this season so far. I don't know what people think about Danny Rand and Iron Fist. I know that's like the cool thing now, is to really kind of harp on him and harp on his series, and Finn Jones and his portrayal of how bad that show was. Again, I haven't seen that show, but from what I'm seeing of his character, it's a different dynamic than the angst and the brooding that we see from the other 3 characters, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Matt Murdock. He brings a little bit of levity because he has this very boyish quality to him, and he's really like the linchpin that is uniting all of these characters together. So I like the dynamic of that so far on the show. It's really just working for me in all areas. So again, I love the way that episode 4 ended. I think we're about to head into another epic battle. Kind of ended on a cliffhanger, so I like that they kind of did that at the mid-season break. So I'm going to continue and try to finish up this series, and I'll come back with a review of the second half of The Defenders on Netflix. So I'm enjoying my time watching this show, and let me know what you guys think of The Defenders, if you finished the whole series, or if you've kind of just watched the first half, or let me know what you're thinking about the series so far. So go ahead in the comments below, and let me know what you guys think of it so far. Go ahead, rate, like, subscribe, and share, and go ahead and check out my other dorks at MouthDork, at TheDiscoDork, and at Sidewalk Siren. And as for me, I am the Turtle Dork, and with that, I'm out.